mission trips, working with kids at Good News Club. It's just, there's something special about a bunch of men that get together and have no agenda other than that they worship the Lord and they enjoy each other's company. So I thought I'd talk a little bit about that and kind of throw a testimony in there with it. I guess I'll start childhood. Average kid, cared nothing about school, loved to eat, ran from my parents, lied a lot, stole every now and then, got caught at a grocery store and the guy scared me to death because I was stealing cigarettes. He told me if I ever did that again, he'd beat me half to death. He wouldn't worry about telling his parents, my parents. He kind of broke me of stealing. In Virginia, I got kind of fooling around with gangs a little bit and did some stupid stuff. I don't know if any of y'all heard. Y'all probably not old enough, but we did some things like sniffing Testor's glue out of a paper bag, brain cell builder, a few other things like that. Some of my buddies even got serious and started huffing gas out of tractor tanks and different things like that. Put their face over the tank and kind of huff a little gas fumes, and then they'd fly around for a while. But other than that, I had just a basic childhood. Did so good in school, I failed the 10th grade. Moved back to South Carolina. Spent a couple of years, 1 year at Pendleton, a couple of years at T.L. Hanna. A little bit at Anderson College, then basic training, AIT, a few other little fun things. Wife, who is my soulmate. She's the closest thing to me in trouble that I've ever met. She keeps me out of trouble. Jesus Christ saves my soul, but my wife keeps me out of trouble. Because I hate to say it, but me and Jesus got in some trouble before. He fished me out, but we got in some trouble. So, and I'm not going to go into that because there's some people, and I talked about that, Mike Hall and some of these other guys that, thank God my yesterday's gone because they remember my yesterday and we're not going to talk about it. But went to work, raised kids, did the basic stuff. Moved to Greenwood with the Department of Agriculture. Doing the National Guard. And of course, I got mobilized later on, spent a few years back on active duty. But after came back to Greenwood, a guy named Hovey Revis knocked on we were living over at Matthews Mill Village. A man named Red Penson was renting me a house, a duplex. The finest man I've ever seen, except he'd come in the back door and wouldn't tell me he's coming, and he caught me in my underwear more than times than I wanted to admit. But a fine man. His son's trying to live up that standard, but he's still falling a little short. Anyway, we lived there a while, then we moved over to Wisewood, and I lived there a few years, and then over to Emerald Place, raising children, having a good time, South Main Baptist Church. Hovey invited us to South Main. We started going there. We got in a class with a dude named Dixon Teal with a wonderful wife. Now, Dixon, he's an okay guy, but he's got a wonderful wife. Best Sunday school class I've ever seen. Wonderful people. Just everybody got along, believe it or not, in a Baptist church. We did well together. And about 1982, my buddy Ryan Eklund was putting out a talk about a trip to Honduras, a work team. Well, I'm kind of floating along, pseudo-Christian kind of guy that I was. You know, I did a good job at church, and as soon as I left church, I did what I wanted to do. Jenny tried to keep me straight, but it was probably a harder job than she could handle at that particular time in my life. We, for some reason, I went. They invited me to go, and I couldn't think of a reason not. So I went to Honduras, worked with Russell and Vicky Fox, two of the greatest human beings I ever met, missionaries in Honduras, with a team. Where's Joe Gilbert? Right here. Joe Gilbert went on that trip, and Dick Stowe and Ryan Eklund and David Myers and Richard Parrish and Ira and Mr. Benjamin and Richard Lee, your buddy, and a few other guys, and Steve Hurd. Steve Hurd. My youth minister. And we were doing the fun thing of getting mold and mildew out of old block buildings. And the showers had live wires to the water that heated the water. So if you reached up and touched the wire, you wouldn't have to worry about whether you was clean or not, because you'd be singed. But that was one of the most fun things I've ever done. But Steve Hurd and I, and you'll remember this, they put a ladder together and set it on top of a table, and we climbed up there with sticks with some kind of mop on the end of it, and we were scrubbing a steeple in the church on the outside. And a storm came up, and lightning popped right beside my head, and bats came boiling out of that building. And I looked down and I said, well, I can't jump and I don't know how to fly. I said, Jesus, if you will save me, I'll be yours. And he saved me. We got down off of that thing. I don't remember if I talked about it that night or not when we met on the porch or not, but I felt changed. I knew something had changed in my life. I had, for the first time, truly and genuinely gave my heart to the Lord Jesus Christ. The next morning, we got in the truck, and I was sitting up there in the truck with Vicki was in the middle, and Russell was driving, a load of people in the back of a truck with no shocks on it, so it was an adventure to ride in the back of the little old truck. But we're sitting up there, and Russell's showing me how to kill flies with one finger on the windshield. He can thump them like that, and he could kill them 4 or 5 at a time. He'd hit one, quickest finger I ever saw in my life. And Vicki looked at me, and she said, Bill, there's something strange going on. How long have you been a Christian? And I said, not too long. And I told her the story. Vicki hugged me, and Vicki cried, and we cried together. And I mean, it was a wonderful trip. Everything just fell into place. One of the dirtiest, nastiest jobs I've ever done in my life. I smelled like Clorox for 3 months after I got back. But it was a good trip. It was a learning experience. And we talked about Philip and the eunuch was the main thing. It was about the Bible verse where he says, the eunuch says, how can I, unless somebody explains it to me, talking about scripture in the Bible. Joe even wrote a song about it. But that stuck with me. I have to learn. How am I going to know how to do what Jesus wants me to do? I've got to learn. I've got to be around Christian people. I've got to read the Bible. I've got to pray. I've got to do better for my wife because she's kept me out of trouble all these years. I've got to start getting into trouble. So we moseyed along. Next year came along, another Honduras trip. Jane said, I don't want you to go. She said, we owe too much money. It costs money. I really don't want you to go. And I said, okay, well, they got a full team anyway, so I won't go. Well, 5 days before the trip, somebody dropped out. Ryan came to me and he said, Bill, I need for you to go to Honduras with me. I prayed about it. God made me feel like I needed to go. I went and told Gene. Gene said, I don't want you to go. I said, I'm going anyway, honey. It's God's will. I have to go. I'm sorry. I love you, but I got to go. I went. She was furious. Absolutely furious. When I got back from Honduras, she would not hardly talk to me. She had almost nothing to do with it. And I handed her, let me back up a little. When I got to Honduras, Vicki was there, and I told her about my life during that year, and it had been phenomenal. I taught Sunday school, a lot of things. It's not me, it's Jesus Christ. Let me make that clear. When I say I did something, it's not an I, it's a He. I'm just a vessel. But taught Sunday school, worked with the youth, had that wonderful Sunday school class, just sharing the Lord with people, just everything was great. I went and told Vicki about that, and Vicki said, I've had a rough year. She said, I'm not sure what I'm doing here is what God wants me to do. She said, what you just told me makes me feel complete. I'm really doing what I'm supposed to. I told her about Gene. She wrote Gene the sweetest little letter that just kicked Gene right straight in the gut. I mean, it was one of those kind of letters that'll make you want to turn back and slap yourself. It was. I was so thankful for that letter because I'd still be in the doghouse. But she wrote that letter. I handed it to Jean. She looked at me. She cried. We hugged, and we get along fine now. But I'm saying all that to say this. I did that with Christian men. I did it with fellowship. I did it with the Lord. And I did it because He guided me. And it's not about me. It's about living for Him. It's about being His messenger. It's about Him. It's not about me. Things happen in your life, and they're not about you. They're about Jesus Christ and how you deal with it. Some things come up in your life, and it's not the thing that comes up, it's how you deal with that thing is what makes it plus or minus. I guess all of you know I'm dealing with something now. I'm a little sick. But Jesus is with me 100% of the time. I'm okay with it, if I can say that. I don't know that you're ever okay with it. But I'm okay with it because I feel that there's something that Jesus has planned for this, that he wants me to do or wants somebody to grow from what's going on with me. So, God's will be done. I accept my lot in life. I have wonderful friends. That guy right there, we went to Ukraine together, and I always thought he was one of these guys with all brains and didn't have anything else going on, just a real smart doctor guy that could preach at church. You need to go off with that dude. He is. Of course, he's a live wire. You can't keep up with him. You just got to catch him as he passes. I love the man. I love him like he's my own brother. Or my son. I guess he's young age to be my son, I guess. But when you with people, when you do things with people, when you sleep in the same room with them, when they were hollering at you, telling you to get out of the shower or roll over so somebody can beat you with a reed in a steam bath, and we're not going to go into all that, but it was all it just makes life worthwhile, guys. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And that's why when Steve said, "What do you want to do?" I said, "Fellowship, fish fry." Bring the guys together. Bring the men together. There'll come a time in every one of your life when you need somebody. You're going to need somebody sometime. You need to build that foundation right now. Sandy Wilkin he calls me. He'll pick me up if I need picking up. Dear friend, we've been friends for I don't know how long, 30, 40 years. We get separated, but we get back together. We get separated, but we get back together. Lifelong friends. His wife is an inspiration to me. Kathy's in a wheelchair. Strongest person I've ever met. Where's Lawson? Where's Lawson Steele? That's my brother right there. We went to Feuds together. We came back. Lawson got a little sick. And I'm saying little. I don't mean it little. I mean it's getting better all the time. Lawson is an inspiration. I love that little fella. He's my buddy. But I want to tell you, knowing these people, seeing how they react to the things that goes on in their life, gives you strength. Jesus gives you strength, but he can give you the strength through others. Bottom line, that's the only reason I wanted to have this get together. And I hope y'all will forgive me, but I got one little thing I want to read to you, and then I'm gonna close because I'm not a speaker. I'm Steve's filly, and he was supposed to talk, and he wouldn't do it, so I'm stuck. This is, if you'll forgive me, this is written as if Jesus is talking. So just pretend that he is and not me. I, the creator of the universe, am with you and for you. What more could you need? When you feel some slack, it's because you're not connecting with me at a deep level. I offer abundant life. Your part is to trust me, refusing to worry about anything. It is not so much adverse events that makes you anxious as it is your thoughts about those events. Your mind engages in efforts to take control of a situation, to bring about the result you desire. Your thoughts close in on the problem like ravenous wolves, determined to make those things go away. You forget that I am in charge of your life. The only remedy is to switch your focus from the problem of my presence, from the problem to my presence. Stop all your striving and watch to see what I will do. I am the Lord. I am leading you step by step through your life. Hold my hand in your trusting dependence. Let me guide you through this day. Your future looks uncertain and feels flimsy, even precarious. That is how it should be. That is, you try to figure out the future, you're grasping at things that are mine. This, like all forms of worry, is an act of rebellion, doubting my promise to care for you. Whenever you find yourself worrying about the future, repent and return to me. I will show you the next step forward, the one after that and the one after that. Relax and enjoy the journey in my presence, trusting me to open up the way before you as you go. I have a lot of friends. I love them. Most of the guys in here I know. Some I don't, and I'm sorry. But the best friend I have ever had and ever will have is Jesus Christ. And if you don't know him, I'm not a preacher, but if you don't know him, I recommend that you search your heart and think about it, because he'll be the best friend you ever had. Can we pray?